Okay. In this video, we will see next 5 question. That is from question number 96 to question number 100, and all these questions are available on examtopics.com website, and all these questions are related to Google Professional Data Engineer exam. Okay, question number 96. You want to analyze hundreds of thousands of social media posts. So keyword is we want to do some analysis on the social media post, and these are in the hundred of thousand of number, and at the lowest cost with the fewest step. Okay, so our requirement is you will batch load the post once per day. Okay, and run them through the natural language API. You will extract topics and sentiments. You will store the raw post for archiving and reprocessing. You will create dashboard and to be shared with the people. Okay, you need to store both the data extracted from the API to perform analysis as well as the raw social media post. So what should you do? So basic query is we need to analyze the social media post and with the lowest cost and with the fewest step, but the requirement is we need to store the both the data, that is the raw data as well as the extracted data. So what they said that store the social media post and the data extracted from the API in BigQuery. They told that do one thing, store both the things into the BigQuery. Okay, store the social media post and the data extracted from the API in Cloud SQL. So we need to do some analysis. So for the analysis purpose, we'll never store the data into Cloud SQL. So option B eliminated. Store the raw social media post in cloud storage and write the data extracted from the API in BigQuery. So that looks perfectly okay. Feed to social media post into the API directly from the source and write the extracted data into the API. So they told that okay, directly run the API on the social media post, and whatever the output store into the BigQuery, but we need to store both the raw data, so we are not storing the raw data. So option number C is eliminated. So we have two options left, that is option number A and option number C. If you reread option A, store the social media post and data extracted from the API in BigQuery. So and they told that store the raw social media post in cloud storage and write the data extracted from the API into BigQuery. Generally it is recommended to store the post into the cloud storage, because it could be the blob storage, like images, videos, anything it could be. Okay, so option number C is correct. They told option number D. Option number D is wrong. Option number C is correct. Question number 97. You store historic data in cloud storage. Okay, you need to perform analytics. Okay, we need to perform analytics on the data which is stored on the cloud storage. You want to use a solution to detect invalid data entries and perform data transformation that will not require programming knowledge of SQL. Okay, we want to detect some invalid data as well, and we want to do some transformation, but without any knowledge of the SQL or programming knowledge. So that via some automations. So we have 4 options. Use cloud data flow with Beam to detect errors to perform transformation. So they told that okay, use the cloud data flow pipeline. But if we use the cloud data flow pipeline, we need to create some jobs, and to create the jobs we need the programming language. But in the question it is mentioned that we don't not require any programming or knowledge of SQL. So option A eliminated. Use cloud data prep with recipe to detect errors and perform transformation. So that looks okay, because cloud data prep is a tool which is ideally used for this analysis transformation purpose, and cloud data prep is fully automated tool, so no need of the programming language and no knowledge of the SQL required. So option B looks okay. Use cloud data proc for the Hadoop jobs. Again we need to create some jobs, Hadoop jobs, which is either written in Java or Python, but we don't have knowledge of the programming, right? So option C wrong. Use federated tables in the BigQuery with queries to detect error and perform transformation. Use federated tables in BigQuery with queries to detect, again like they told that the data stored in the cloud storage, so we will like run some SQL queries directly on the cloud storage and then detect errors, but we don't have any knowledge of the SQL which is mentioned in the question, so option D is also eliminated. So only one option left, that is option number B. They told option A is wrong, option B is correct. So option B is correct. Question number 96, 97, done. 98. Your company needs to upload the historic data to cloud storage. Okay. So we have one company which needs to upload their historic data to cloud storage. Okay. The security rule does not allow access from external IP to their own premises resources. Okay. So they told that like there is a security rule which don't allow like any external IP to access their own premises resources. So okay, after an initial upload they will add new data from existing on-premise application every day. So what should they do? They told that they need to upload the data into the on-premises from on-premises to the cloud every day. But how they will upload the data, because no one from the external like IP can access their resources. So first option is execute gsutil rsync from their on premises server. So they told that okay, execute gsutil command which will directly upload the data from the on premises, so no need to require the external access, that is the external user access to the on premises, but on premises can like have the outer world access. So option A looks okay. Use cloud data flow and write the data. So if we use the cloud data flow into the Google Cloud, so cloud data flow will first access the on premises data, but it is mentioned that we can't access the external like the on premises data. So option B eliminated. Write a job template in cloud data pro, again it is wrong, the same reason, that is the external IP foundation. Install a FTP server on the compute engine VM to receive the files. They told that okay, do one thing, create a VM on the Google and create a FTP server, again like it is mentioned that the external IP unable to access, so we need to send the file directly from the like no external resource can access the on premises data, but we can directly like issue the command. So option is execute gsutil. Option A is correct. They told option B is not correct, option A is correct. Question number 99. You have a query, okay, that filters BigQuery table, okay, using a where clause, okay, on timestamp and ID column, okay. While using BigQuery dry run, you learn that the query triggers a full scan of table, okay, even though the filter on the timestamp and ID selected tiny fraction of the overall data, okay. You want to reduce the amount of the data scanned by BigQuery by with minimal changes to existing SQL queries. What should you do? So they told that we have one table and the table has like some timestamp and the ID columns, and when we use the where clause and use the dry run, it scan everything, all the rows of the BigQuery, right? So even though the like it gives very very low output, like 1 or 2 records or even maybe 0 records, but still it scan the whole table. You want to reduce the amount of data scanned, so we need to like do something so that it will not scan all the records. Okay, so how should we do? Create a separate table for each ID. So this is wrong. Use the limit keyword. If we use the limit keyword, it will return only limited number of records, but we want all the records, but it should scan only limited number of records. Create the table with the partition column and clustering column. So that looks perfectly okay. If we use create the partition table or partitioning column, so it will like when we use the where class, like where the timestamp or the date is or the year is of 2015 to 2016, so it will scan only that partition, it will not scan like all the rows. So option number C perfectly okay. Use the BQ query maximum bytes field flag to restrict the number of bytes field. So this is like also wrong. So correct is option number C. They told option number B, option B is wrong, option C is correct. Question number 100. You have a requirement to insert minute resolution data from 50,000 sensor into the BigQuery. Okay, we need to insert the data from the 50,000 sensor into the BigQuery. You expect significant growth in the data volume, so the data volume can be increased in the future and need to be available within the 1 minute of the ingestion for real time analysis, and it should be the real time, and it should need to be available within the 1 minute for the analysis. What should you do? Use BQ load to load a batch to the sensor data, and every 10 seconds they told that okay, do one thing, use a BQ load command. So BQ load command generally we use if we want to load the data from the CSV, from the Google Cloud Storage bucket, from the GSN. So option A is wrong. Use cloud data flow pipeline to stream the data. So that looks okay because we need to do the real time analysis and we need to ingest the data in the real time. So if we use the cloud data flow pipeline, as soon as we insert the data, it will be available into the BigQuery with the delay of 1 minute just for the transferring the data. So option B looks perfectly okay. Use the insert statement. Again it's wrong. Use the merge statement to apply updates on batch every 60 seconds. So this is also wrong. Generally for the real time ingestion and all the data will be available, and for the even for the volume growth, like if we use the BQ load, maybe it will fail because of the volume. Insert query may also fail, the merge statement will also fail, right? So we will use the pipelines basically if we have the volume and we need the real time analysis, right? So option B is perfectly okay here. They told option C is wrong, option B is correct. Okay, so yeah, that's the end of the video.